Hello and welcome to The Thread of Gentlemen, a brand new podcast where we take a kamikaze dive into the best
and often worse tales the internet has to offer.
I'm Johnny. I'm Ben.
I'm Charlie. And without any further ado,
I think we need to get this show started. So this one was sent in to us and it is called Booze Cruise. My mate used to run the booze cruises in Ibiza, and my other mate was hired to film the parties during the day. One of the party games they used to play on these cruises was drinking wine out of one of those long teapot-looking things. I've no idea what
how did that make it onto a booze cruise?
long teapot.
Do they mean like the yard of ale type? I mean, that's not a teapot.
Wait, say it again.
Okay.
It's hardly a challenge either.
Right, one of the party games they used to play on these cruises was drinking wine out of one of these long teapot-looking things.
It's got to be like a made thing.
Yeah.
Let's keep this.
None of us have been on a booze cruise then in Ibiza.
I was never invited. And okay, so teapots, they're drinking stuff out of it, fine. And my job was to go around pouring wine into the guests' mouths while my mate filmed it all. We thought it would be funny to film ourselves pissing in the teapot thing and then go around the boat filming people drinking a mixture of our piss and wine.
Fun, yeah.
Yeah, I'm all
like he looked at his career in the long-term strategy and just thought, this is how we can make it more interesting.
Yeah,
right, okay.
And do you know what? I'm 100% with him. Yeah. Oh, how we laughed. However, we forgot that when the boat party had finished, all of the booze cruise guests, as well as ourselves, went back to my brother's bar for an after party, and the day's carnage that my mate had filmed was put on as entertainment. The mood of the party...
No.
I'm so nervous for it. The mood of the partiers swiftly changed as we appeared on 10 screens around the bar, pissing in the wine and subsequently feeding it to everybody on the boat. I've never run so fast in my life. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic.
This guy's a criminal.
Oh, it's like Jesus, water into wine.
I feel like you fully deserve that. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely deserve that.
Yeah, this is all your own fault. Like,
At some point, you just take the beating, don't you?
You made your bed, and now you're sleeping in it. 17 again. Isn't that a movie?
Again. I don't know. Let's see how this goes.
I want to say that's a movie. When I was 17, my girlfriend at the time was finally ready to have sex. I, as one might expect of a 17-year-old, was excited. Yeah, I was petrified. So good for him.
Yeah, good on him.
Him or her. I haven't actually established that yet. But yeah, no, I was petrified. Neither hell nor high water was going to stand between me and my final destination. He didn't say this, but I'm going to say it. Pussy.
That sounds a little bit rapey. Like,
oh, it does.
You ain't gonna stop me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have that clunge.
Why do I sound like the clown out of League of Gentlemen?
Yeah.
Hello, Dave, clunge.
My wife blocked your toilet.
I was literally about to be like, get ready for the night, but he's not. I get ready for the night, trim everything up, shower extra well. Good. Unfortunately, there was also an issue. Oh no. Oh, I'm only on like the fourth line of this problem. I have a digestional disorder that sometimes causes my to become large and quite solid while still inside me. Isn't it supposed to be solid while it's inside me?
Right, so now we're back on very familiar territory for
Yeah,
this podcast, aren't we?
I'm sorry. Like, why is it every bloody story has to involve
Oh.
Oh, God. All right. Well, let's just say that it's abnormally hard and large. Because,
okay.
I don't... Like, this guy sounds like he's living in a world where he's supposed to come out liquidy. It's not.
No, it's not.
If you're having solid movements, sir, you're doing well.
Yeah, but I mean, there's levels of solid, isn't there? You don't want to be
Yeah, if it comes out like a rock, then you
I know. You get one of those, like, arse splitters. You're like, yes, it hurts now, but the relief afterwards.
If you're pooping lead, you need to have a look at your diet.
You know, yeah. Just... I wasn't aware it was a treatable problem, and in fact, I thought everyone had to deal with the equivalent of anal kidney stones. Oh, okay, so he's having basically that hard every time.
Yeah,
right.
The rewarding but painful which, you know, when you get to like the apex of that you're like, I don't think I can. I honestly don't think I can. But it's and you're like, Yeah, that he's having that every time.
Oh man.
Get some laxatives, eat a banana, you'll be right.
I bring this up because I had a mighty one, which had been loaded into the gun for several days. No, so he's got like an IBS thing going on as well.
He's got constipation.
Ooh,
and
multiple trains backed up at the station. It's like the Clapham Junction of arseholes.
Terrible.
So let me set the scene. You really have. Our parents are away. We have the house to ourselves. She was always a little kinky, so she demands we do it in her parents' bed. Oh, you. No. That's not like kinky. What do you mean it's kinky? That's not kinky.
He's going to shit in her parents' bed, isn't he? That's
Yeah,
what's going to happen.
good. Don't Amber Heard the out of that bed, okay? So, she wants to have sex in her parents' bed. This is a really good sentence. I walk into a candle holocaust. Nice. She's been working on this all day, apparently. And it's as bright as high noon in there with the lights off, which is good. I don't know, a lot of candles, sweat. There's like so many factors. We've got, let's just rack it up. Parents' bed coming in and the fire risk. This is horrendously bad already.
Yeah.
Like, just go for some missionary with the lights off.
Yeah.
Pray for the ending and be...
2.5 minutes, everyone gets an early night.
This podcast is going to last longer than what you should. Now, the shame. Okay, so the lights off, which is good, because she proceeds to do a sweet little sexy dance for me. So now I'm sitting on the bed. I'm watching this dance. I smile and tell her how good she looks. Okay.
Yeah, cool, yeah.
I kind of give it to this guy. I feel like at 17, if like a girl starts doing a dance, I'd be like awkwardly like, do I like do a dance? Unfortunately, most of my attention is still focused on the dull throbbing from my sphincter. And a large amount of intestinal discomfort associated with not dropping a deuce in days. But somehow, I still go hard and we go to town. You're 17, of course you're getting hard.
Yeah.
The dirt is pushing against the inside of your prostate. You're hard. You're good.
You're breathing air, you're hard at 17.
I feel like he's like not, I don't know, like I'm just getting a vibe of this guy that he's like, I've got a boner. This is an achievement at 17. It's not.
No, it was not having a boner was achievement.
I've got boners over like very
relentless.
fucking mediocre looking teachers.
Yeah.
This is not a big deal, my friend. You're like way too much on like this is an achievement. It's not. I'm sorry for all the people with erectile dysfunction out there, but 99% of the teenage boys out there are getting a boner just listening to me talking about this guy.
I'm getting a boner just listening to you.
See?
Who isn't?
So she starts out on top, then we switch. I bend her over the bed. I even smack her ass. Good. This guy's
good chap. Yeah.
He keeps like going out, and I don't like him, and then he says stuff where I'm like, fine.
I mean, for the first time, it sounds like he's lasted more than a couple of minutes.
Yeah. So a ballsy move at the time, but she loved it. Agreed. Yeah. Due to my build-up distraction, I last for what seems like forever. There's the block capitals again. She can't stop moaning and telling me how good it feels. Lie. Lie. Or is it? I don't know. You can't, sorry.
Couldn't tell you, mate.
No man on this earth can be holding back a gigantic while pleasuring a woman that good. She can't stop moaning. Fine, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. And then she says what every man wants to hear. I want to make you come in my mouth.
No woman has ever said that.
No, not in a million years.
This is what I'm talking about. It's starting to move into a territory.
Lie.
Nice. She goes down on me. She was always average at best in the head department, but at least she tried. She pops my dick out of her mouth long enough to look up at me and say, quotation marks, tell me if you like this. Then I feel it. Oh no.
What's she up to?
She stuck her finger up my ass.
Oh, where he's got one in the chamber.
Do you reckon, look, before we read the rest of this, should we just there's some predictions?
Picturing a magnum. Anybody else getting that?
Right, okay, so that's where you're going.
Right.
You're going, so she's got like a fucking corn dog.
Yeah,
brown corn dog.
Doner meat.
What are you thinking? on
You've
this?
got to be expecting this kind of stuff. If you start playing around in Browntown, you are going to get burnt.
I've always felt like the rule is that you've got to have a conversation
There is no
before.
two ways about this.
Yeah. You've got like, this is an area
This is
of the
real
world where
life.
you've got to tell the person, by the way, it's a go. Like, I've prepped for this.
Yeah.
That's fine. Unless you're with a long-term partner where you kind of know the lowdown.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, there's some rules that have got to be followed.
Yeah.
But it's her first time, so
Yeah,
whatever.
no, it's first time.
First time, by the way.
First time. But no. Here's why it's a lie. If it's someone's first time, they are not going to start putting like fingers. Oh, bums. It's just not a...
Well, I'd say, yeah, on
Unless
average.
it's your
but, like,
uncle.
she wants to f in her parents' bed, so anything
Yeah, a bit
goes.
weird.
Like, okay, so you're thinking it's the chocolate churro.
Yeah.
Like, do you know, what's your prediction on what the next thing that's going to happen?
My prediction... Okay, that's a really good question. My prediction is... She's going to pull out and the finger's going to be clean.
Oh,
And
right.
There's going to be follow through.
Right, okay. So this is where I was going, is that this was going to...
It would have whisked up the solid, and it's just going to...
It's almost like you're pulling a hanky out of a bottle. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like...
Do you know what? Can I change my answer? Because
You can. I like your answer. Your original chocolate churro answer. was
She's
the one.
gonna start him up like a fucking lawnmower.
Yeah.
Pulls it out and there's yeah.
Okay, so my brain hits the panic switch, and every muscle in my entire body locks up. But it's too late. I take a massive, painful all over her parents' bed. No, you aren't understanding. I mean large, huge, block capitals again, immense. Take your largest multiply it by 42, and you have an idea of what flew out of me. Now, not exaggerating it that much, I imagine he covered a decent amount of that bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And different qualities and textures.
Yeah. It's a collage.
Well said.
So he shit bed as well.
He all of the bed.
He shit the bed to pieces
Yeah.
is what happened.
And gents, when I say flew, I don't mean I pooped, I mean projectile. I hurricane force winds hitting an umbrella stand. Due to my condition, it comes out large, dark brown. It's a smelly harpoon.
So what a smelly
Harpoon.
Oh.
There she blows.
Where was the girl at this point?
Underneath the rain of brown, I guess. I don't know. Well,
Getting
I've
stink
turned the
eye.
page and we've got your answer.
Please
Jonathan.
tell me she's closed her mouth.
I know I hit her. I didn't see it. She ran screaming, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!" Block capitals again. But I always imagine that due to her position, I hit her right in the chin. Or at least the tits.
Or at least
Oh
the
god.
tits.
So I would like to say that I got up to go after her, but I heard the bathroom door shut and I just lied there. The smell hit me after a few seconds. It smelled like somebody rolled in cat shit and threw it into a tyre fire. I looked down and saw to date the largest bowel movement I have ever heard of laying on the bed. Oh god. And then I noticed the blood.
Oh,
When I did, I noticed the pain. So he says there was a small pool of blood where my arse had been. Well, so you have no arse anymore. Oh, on the bed.
Yeah.
A final reminder of the exact place and moment I lost my virginity. I will treasure these memories for all my days.
No, you won't.
Yeah, but this
no,
dude's fucking weird. We know this.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
I grab my with my hands and go downstairs. Go to the downstairs bathroom. Now that's an interesting thing because when you say you grab your like you grab your stuff or you'll.
He's talking about the turd. 100% he's talking about
But
the
why are you
turd.
grabbing the Just grab the sheet, mate, and go like a Tom Sawyer it. You know, like wrap it up,
Throw everything away.
Yeah.
throw it all away.
Set some fires.
What are you
Get
fucking
out of
doing?
there.
Burn the house down.
I throw around 1/3 into the toilet and flush, fearing any more will clog it and only add to my already significant woes. Oh, sorry. I stand there holding 2/3 of my biggest of all time, feeling a trickle of blood flow down my leg, trying to ignore the sharp stabbing pain in my rectum. Oh, you poor man. I feel myself wishing I had a photo of this. No, you don't.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, you just
not
don't.
in a million years.
I'll tell you what it looks like, a bloody arsehole with on it.
Yeah.
There's not many things that can look like that. It just, horrible. So anyway, I finished flushing my baby, clean off my hands, jammed toilet paper between my cheeks. I skipped the Band-Aid. I went upstairs. I could hear my girlfriend sobbing from behind the bathroom door. I decided not to say anything to her and just keep moving. I don't know, do some damage control, son.
So you just left her there.
Sounds like it. He's supposed to be like,
What you right, babe? How you doing?
I smell in her parents' room. The smell in her parents' room is abysmal. It seemed burned behind my eyelids for all time. My life, my shame. Oh, maybe this was a while ago.
Yeah.
Okay. I quickly got dressed since the heat from the 10,000 candles was making the room feel. Oh yeah.
I forgot about the candles.
Vortex of candle poo. Actually, wouldn't that be the good thing to do?
It'll cover something up.
Yeah.
Well, people like matches, don't they?
Yes.
That's a very old school thing to do.
Yeah.
I was aware enough to grab the comforter on my way out and drag it downstairs to their washer. Also, the top and bottom sheets, since the blood had leaked through all the way to the mattress. Oh, my friend, you're not washing blood out of white sheets. You're going to have, like, a very dodgy, like, stained hotel
Go
room.
ask your parents for some pocket money because you need to buy some new sheets from John Lewis. Yeah. There's no escaping
The
this.
damage is done, man.
Yeah.
This is like, you're now. So, still no sign of the girlfriend, but at this point, I considered it a blessing. So I jammed it into the washer with 3 loads worth of detergent, set it on a spin, knowing that not even the hand of God would save these linens, let alone a Tide and Snuggles. I don't know what that means.
No, I don't know.
But I get that he's saying that washing it is
trying.
pointless. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He's
I left.
giving it the old
I
college
avoided my
try.
girlfriend's calls for days until she came to my house. We had a long talk about what happened. I talked being synonymous with breaking up because I shit on her. Well, fair enough. And it was all over. She promised not to tell a soul, and I don't think she ever did. She was probably as ashamed as I was about the whole deed, but I will always remember this happening as the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me. Well, yeah, that's fair enough.
There you go.
So he shit on her tits and chin and then broke up with her.
It's not surprising she didn't tell anyone.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I feel like he could have got away with not telling anyone as well, but thank you very much for sharing
Yeah, story.
Well, you've shared things you didn't need to share.
Most of that story happened. Maybe she did really like it.
I don't know.
It's her first time.
That's she's probably not into guys anymore because I can imagine that's like one of, especially on your first time, that's possibly the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah.
No, I think it is.
Yeah,
No,
I
I think
can't
that's second
think
to
of much
killing
worse.
them.
Yeah, which he gave a fucking good go at
Yeah, he did. That's what his aim goal was. Like,
with his harpoo.
I don't like the parents' bed thing is like a small problem at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've on yourself.
But it's a problem that you didn't help yourself.
You didn't need to have the problem.
No.
No, you couldn't. You
Unless you share, like, you in a bunk bed sharing with, like, another family member. But even that's weird.
I'm really sorry for all the people out there that have had poo stories.
Yeah.
I pray for all humanity that none more come up. But I also pray that more come up so we can read about them.
Yeah.
Send more in.
Yeah,
Send more
there's
poop
going to be
stories
loads
in.
more, don't worry.
Oh, just if anybody's going to send more stories in, could you just like either a poop story or a sex story? Let's not combine these.
Two very different things.
If you've liked what you've heard in this podcast, but you've got your own stories that you know are even worse,
Please send it through to stories@thethreadofgentleman.com.
And we will do our best to air your dirty and filthy laundry for you. Thank you.
So this was sent in by Anonymous, which is a really good.
Dangerous start.
Dangerous start. And this is called Hardcore Furry Erotica Exam.
What's the grading system?
Clues in the name. So I'm currently a 4th-year computer science student at a pretty respected university, and I was looking to graduate this semester. One of the classes I was taking was a class in modern advancements and trends in the field of technology. Jesus Christ. While the class didn't require heavy lifting, it was still higher level and required a good amount of work. For our final, our professor had assigned us a 20-page research paper within our field. I worked my ass off on this paper and in the end was super proud of it. The papers were due last night at midnight, and I held off on submitting my final draft till the end to get it as clean as possible. This is where I f***ed up big time. Great start. Let me tell you a little about myself. I don't work a normal job. I tried it in my first year of school, and I didn't really like it.
But nobody likes work.
No, of course.
Make you abnormal.
Yeah, it makes you normal. I've worked internships when they came up, but outside of that, I didn't really work. This and being a student really doesn't mix well, though, so I had to make money some way. For the past 3 years, I've gotten by on writing commissioned hardcore erotica.
Hey, you at uni, keep doing that.
Specifically for furries. I would write anything, any fetish, any premise, anything. In some parts of that community, I became really popular. At one point, I was making almost $2,500 on Patreon, along with the amounts I was charging to my customers. That's amazing. Do that for a job.
That's
Jeez.
pretty good, yeah.
Fair play.
It's not that long ago, though. If you're doing it on Patreon, that's got to be in the last 5 years.
Yeah, right. Am I proud of this? No. Well, you should be.
Yeah.
I've written some really disgusting stuff, but it paid the bills and the money was good. Was too good to pass up. I told myself the minute I got a real job, I was done with this work. No, you just keep doing that forever.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like some people leave their quote unquote real job to go and do something.
This is
like
good.
that.
This is good stuff. Well, this brings us to last night. I had not gotten any sleep for the past few nights. I had multiple projects due in the span of a few days. I was running on nothing but coffee and energy drinks. I was nothing more than a walking corpse and wanted to do nothing but sleep.
Yeah, I get that.
I've been there, pal, been there. I ended up doing my last read over of my final paper and submitted it before sleeping. However, instead of submitting my final paper, I somehow submitted one of the commissions I was working on.
Oh no.
This commission was not light either. It was almost 10 pages long and contains a variety of things, including scat.
Can somebody just take what the is scat?
Like poo
That's
porn.
the poo porn.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm starting to understand why this guy was like, maybe I don't want to earn my money writing.
Yeah. So I went to bed. Submissions for the final locked, and my academic career was sentenced to death then and there. When I woke up this morning, I checked my grades for my other classes before noticing an email from my professor. All it says was to come to his office after class today.
How do you spell cum?
He liked what he read.
I wanted to f***ing die then and there. I didn't know how else to explain why instead of my final I submitted a hardcore erotic story with a wolf man jacking off inside a dragon's stomach. As you do. But yeah, I f***ed up big time.
How is that porn? I don't get.
Can you just read that out again?
Yeah.
I wanted to f***ing die then and there. I didn't know how else to explain why instead of my final I submitted a hardcore erotic story with a wolf man jacking off inside a dragon's stomach.
It's so particular.
I want to read that story.
Yeah, send that in, you
But yeah, I f***ed up big time. Obligatory update.
Oh no.
Well, I just left his office and I still want to die. Not as much though. I took some advice from here and printed my paper out and had it with me. I won't lie. When I sat down with him, I was already almost in tears from the stress and embarrassment. I guess he picked up on that because he tried to be as nice as possible and told me to calm down and just explain what happened. I ran down pretty much everything I said here. While he didn't agree with the avenue I was taking to make more money, he understood why I was doing it. He had checked the submissions last night after the deadline and my submission's name stuck out immediately. It was along the lines of customer/commission/second draft.doc. I've taken a class from him before and was in
batch, take two.
furry dragon. I've taken a class from him before and I was an A student, so he guessed I'd submitted the wrong file on accident. He told me he read the first page and realised it probably wasn't meant for him to read. I gave him the copy I bought and he accepted it. He told me to email him the file and he'd replace the one I'd submitted, and that would pretend this never happened. He seemed to at least have a good sense of humour, as he told me that it originally submitted was well written, at least from what he read. Fair play.
But so
I
wait,
mean-
right. There's a couple of things there.
I want to read the story.
Yeah, let's break this down.
Yeah.
Let's
First
not
and
lie.
foremost, I want
It's
to read
not
that.
a terrible story. I feel like it's a very successful ending.
But the guy, the teacher who was marking it, said after the first page, you know quite soon. Like, there's a dragon. What's this got to do with his thesis? How's he going to pull this one back?
I mean, within the first paragraph.
Yeah, you'd
You'd imagine the title alone when it's not,
yeah. I hope there wasn't a picture attachment.
Yeah, just a little PDF to remind himself of what it is.
Oh,
Please send in the story if you're hearing this.
I guess he's not going to do that for free.
How
given
did the
much
Wolfman get in the dragon? Is
I actually realised as well that I said, "Oh yeah, send us that in," but no, the guy's going to be like, "No, f you, buy it on my Patreon."
Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed that deep dive into the worst parts of humanity. I'm going to go and have a shower now. Anyway, we'll speak to you next time. All the best. All the best.
All the best. See you next week for some more gentleman juice.